Alright, so we've gotten an update from Bethesda on the patch that they've been working on for Skyrim Anniversary Edition, as well as some good news on mod updates for the AE build of SKSE 64, but also why this update isn't all great news. So a lot of you have been reporting black screens crashing and the 0 kilobyte bug across all platforms on my channel. And not just those of you with mods installed, but without mods as well. This is seemingly due to the change in how scripts are loaded into the game, which, as we've covered in previous videos, it has sped things up in the loading department, which is good news. But it has resulted in a whole new issue being discovered. The game doesn't seem to have any form of check in order to yield before running scripts when everything hasn't been loaded yet. So if a script starts running and calls on something that hasn't fully loaded, it will result in a crash. If you're loading a save and this issue occurs, you'll get a black screen on load. And the 0 kilobyte bug is apparently something entirely different, as that particular issue is connected to the Creation Club, as the 0 kilobyte bug has occurred before, that being 2 years ago. This bug prevents the player from saving, which doesn't just include manual saves, but quick saves and autosaves as well. You'll get a pop-up error message letting you know that you have 0 kilobytes of room left to save the file, whether you have the space on your system or not. This issue only seems to affect PlayStation players from what I've seen in my comments, but if you're on another platform experiencing the 0 kilobyte bug, let me know down in the comments. Thankfully, a lot of PC players have said that my downgrade video has resolved their issues, so at least we have a temporary fix for PC players. A lot of PC players are already rolling back anyways, as they're waiting for mods to be updated for the new AE build of SKSE 64, so it isn't as big of a deal on PC. But console players that are affected can do nothing about it. They just have to wait for an update. Thankfully, as I've previously reported, Bethesda Game Studios is working on an update. We've got more info on that patch on their official Discord, so here's what they had to say. We are aware of the 0 kilobyte error some PS4 players are experiencing, as well as the black screen issue. The team has been working on a fix for these. It's taking a little longer than we'd like, and hopes to have them resolved as soon as we can. So they've been aware of the issues and are working on a patch. And 2 days ago, they gave us an updated timeline for when to expect it. We really appreciate your patience as we work with other platforms to solidify a patch. Currently, we aim to have a patch early next week that will address several of the big issues players have experienced. More details will be included in the patch notes. So we can expect a patch early next week that should fix the major issues players are experiencing, which I'll have a video on the patch notes when they release. This is fantastic news, especially for console players that don't have the option of downgrading their game in the meantime. Of course, they're also aware of issues beyond this, such as not being able to complete one of the dungeons from the Cause on PlayStation. So for those of you affected, here's the good news. We are looking into reports on PlayStation that the Riel dungeon in the Cause cannot be completed, as some gates will not open. We have identified the Riel problem affecting PlayStation users and are working on a fix. And they also cleared up some confusion while they were at it, letting us know that the 2 horse armors will always remain free to claim. So Bethesda is doing a pretty good job at communicating, that is if you follow their specific channels. That said, this update isn't all good news, as for PC players, this new update can be expected to once again break SKSE 64 and SKSE plugins. This is typical with every update, so I suggest backing up your executable now if you're running the AE build of SKSE 64, and if you're on the downgrade, you'll want to make sure your game doesn't auto-update on Steam. But just to calm your worries, this update will not be as big of a deal as the anniversary update itself, as that update broke things more than usual due to being recompiled using an updated version of Visual Studio. That will not be occurring this time around. And I'd have to say the biggest hope for Skyrim Anniversary Edition modding moving forward is for the address library for SKSE plugins mod to be updated for the AE build of SKSE 64. Unfortunately, we haven't received any word from Meth321 on it being updated, and the disrespectful comments that they're receiving on the mod page worries me that it will be dropped entirely. So I just hope that Meth321 knows that there are far more people that love and support their work than the people that are acting like pricks in the comments. For those of you that don't know, the address library is what made it so mod authors didn't have to update their SKSE DLL plugins with each and every update, and made them version independent. And if we're wanting Anniversary Edition modding to be sustainable in the long run, we'll need that to get around every SKSE plugin being version dependent and breaking with every single update, as we have no idea how many updates Bethesda could be releasing moving forward, whether they be patches for bug fixes or for adding more creation content. That said, Meth321 is still active in the Skyrim modding community, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that we could see an update sometime soon. If we get one, I'll be sure to let you know. In fact, we didn't think that SSE Engine Fixes would be getting an update as the mod authors had suggested, but it has now received a beta update to support the AE build. You can likely still expect it to be directly implemented into SKSE 64 eventually, as I had previously reported, but this is great in the meantime, as there is no ETA on when it will get implemented into SKSE 64. We've also seen updates for a number of other mods, so mod authors are slowly catching up to the anniversary update, but that will be temporarily thrown off track again with the incoming patch. So I just wanted to make you all aware of the new patch that's going to fix issues, what it means for modding with SKSE 64, and some updates to mods. I hope you all prepare for the next patch and don't get caught off guard again like many did with the anniversary update. But that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please smack that like button down below, subscribe to the fight if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to stay updated in all of my future videos. It'd be super greatly appreciated as always. And until next time, this is Apoqsi signing off.